Hi guys, this is the newest video. I said I'd get a quick one done on the MACD, which stands for Moving Average Convergence Divergence. It's basically a momentum indicator. It's got a variety of uses. One of the main ones I use it for is to back up my RSI when I see divergences. It's very good at that. I'll quickly go into the actual indicator itself. Let me just get it out quickly so it's on its own. Right, so here we go. Right, so basically what it does, it's got 3 points to it. You've got these two lines here, which are 12. In fact, first of all, I'll go over the settings. If you look in the left-hand corner of the MACD here, you've got 12, 26, and 9. Now what they are is the 12 is this blue line, the 26 is this red line. They're basically just moving averages. And the 9, I'll call it the pivot line. Some people call it the trigger line. It's basically, if you can imagine a line going along here like that. So that would be your trigger line or pivot line, whatever you want to call it. Now, how it works, again, is it tracks the price movement and the strength of each bar and reacts accordingly. Now, how some people trade this is when they see a crossover of the moving averages, i.e. here to the upside, that would trigger a buy, and vice versa. Here you've got a crossover the averages to the downside, over the trigger line, and down it goes. So that's how some people trade it. Personally, I don't use the MACD to trade. I use it to as maybe an extra confirmation of my own analysis and to really back up what I'm thinking is going to happen in the market or on a pair. Now, things you need to look at, like I said, is divergence. Now, let's just get rid of this line. If I get up the RSI as well, which we just had, you see here, clear downtrend in the market. So the indicator should be reflecting it. Go to your RSI like we know, divergence to the upside, and look at your RSI, divergence to the upside. Now, these green bars here, you see, and what's called a histogram basically tracks the momentum of the price of where it's going. Now, let me just get an example up. Try and find a decent one. Right, here's the right one. You got little peak there, peak there, and then bigger peak, bigger peak. So that's fine. Then as it goes up, again, this peak here should be bigger because that peak there is bigger on the chart, but it's not. It's lower. It's reflected on the histogram as lower here. Sorry, not there. That's a lie. Here. There. That's the divergence reflected on RSI. So you've got divergence on the moving averages, divergence on the histogram, divergence on the RSI. And what happens? A sell-off of 74 pips, and then it changed in trend completely. And the MACD follows suit. In fact, you can carry on that line straight through. So there. So I mean that it's another, again, it is a lagging indicator, what's called a lagging indicator, a bit like the RSI. It's not completely up to date with price. So you have to take that into account. It's not giving you an up to minute price action, but it's giving you it is a good warning system. It gives you, I'd say, divergence in the use of these moving averages and the histogram. Now, one thing I do use it for is, like I said, momentum. Now, if you notice that when the moving averages cross over this trigger line here, it's quite significant. And if you go along in this pair, go along, crosses over here, and then here. So as soon as that crosses over, say there, as soon as that line hits it, you got to drop 50 pips and so on further down it goes. I mean, you can find it and you eat that, and it goes for the upside as well. Cross over here. I mean, that's not a very big one, but so as soon as it crosses over, 28 pips, so on and so forth. I mean, you can go on forever finding examples. There's a big one that's quite volatile. There, I mean, there's thousands of examples. There's a good one. There, and then on the chart, there. So we crossed over there. So not 100 pips there. And then you see it tops out, and down it goes. Again, that could be, like I said, about people using it for entry and exits. If you did enter this trade, gone up, followed it up, you got a double top there, like we know. Not reflected on the MACD, and then go to the RSI and it sells off. So that's mainly what I use it for, is backing up what I see on the MACD. If the MACD shows the same divergence as the RSI, I know it means that the RSI is telling me the strength's getting weak for the upside, and so is the momentum. Histogram reflects it. That's good enough for me. That is what I use it for, really, is helping me to either stay in trades or see when momentum's slowing down and getting out. This indicator you won't find on NT4. They have their own version, which I don't. It's kind of similar, but it's only got one moving average, and histogram's a bit different. I prefer this. It just gives you a bit better buy and sell entries, really, and I think it shows momentum better. I'll put this onto the WhatsApp group that we're all in. So yeah, I mean, that's about it, really, lads. There's nothing really more to it. Just to recap it, tracks moving averages. When it gets close together, these two lines get close together, it means the price is stalling. And you will find it sometimes. I mean, this is a good example. You've got clear highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, so on and so forth. But you see the MACD just smoothing out. Basically, all that is saying is that this downside movement has come to an end, pretty much. It's showing that it's slowing down and it's losing momentum, which can mean a few things. If you look here, you've got divergence to the upside and the RSI, but then you've got three triple bottom. So, I mean, you can make your own analysis from that now. So yeah, that's about it, lads. Again, try and keep it simple. That's basically all the MACD is, the momentum indicator. When it crosses over this trigger line, it's a good momentum sign that downside of strength, which is shown there. I mean, I can get you more examples of it. That's a different one. Here's another example. Massive divergence, upside. That should be cleared higher. It's not. Divergence on the other side. Massive divergence on the MACD, showing momentum to the upside. It's slowing down. And that's it, gents. So use it as a confirmation for your divergence. And also when you're in a trade, you're in a trend, using it for confirming the momentum. I mean, if you did, say, for example, another quick example, if you went into this sell here, you sold it when these lines crossed over, so there, sold it down, made 47 pips. You're happy with that? I mean, I know this is good in hindsight. You wanted to wait until it crossed over again, that would be a sell, so you would have made 30 pips. You can trade like that. Personally, I wouldn't, but by all means, in your demo accounts, try it out and see you get on, and then see if it suits you or not. Again, I'll put the link up to this MACD into the WhatsApp group. And yeah, that's it, lads. Any questions, you know where to get me. Cheers.